I'm trying to say, as I'm not coming down on Christians, but God himself, bless his name, stated that his people, not the world, but his people were destroyed for lack of knowledge because they have rejected it, not because they haven't been presented with it. Well, boy, I better simmer down or I'll blow a fuse. We're going to take a break, and I'll try and mellow a little bit, but please take this to heart. You're listening to Q-Files. I'm Steve Quayle. We'll be right back.
Through the years of providing water filters to America, you've come to us and we've listened. You asked us to make the water level visible to eliminate the guesswork when refilling the water. We listened. You asked for an elevated base so the system could be used in places beside on the edge of the counter. We listened. You asked us to develop a filter that was made in the USA. We listened. You asked us to include an emergency light for camping and during power outages. We listened. After 9/11, you asked us to develop a filter that was more powerful in removing chemical agents. Again, we listened. Introducing the Berkey Light, the gravity filter requested by America, designed by Americans, and made in America. Get the Berkey Light, the American water filter, for only $259 by calling New Millennium at 888-803-4438. That's toll-free, 888-803-4438. Not yet available in Iowa.
This is the Reality Radio Network on Telstar 5 Transponder 5 and on the internet at realityradionetwork.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Quayle from Renaissance Precious Metals. Gold has been mankind's obsession since the dawn of civilization. Used as money in China over 3,000 years ago, gold was first coined by the Romans in 50 BC. America's first gold coins, the original eagles, were produced by the 3-year-old United States Mint in 1795. When you invest in gold, choose the bullion coins that feature the very symbol of our nation's freedom, the American Eagle. Choose American Eagle gold bullion coins, the #1 gold bullion coins in the world from the United States Mint. Investing in gold increases your portfolio's diversity. They bring balance because their value often moves independently of stocks and bonds. They offer liquidity, meaning they're easy to buy and sell. And in this fast-paced world of electronic investing, gold eagles are tangible investments whose beauty and artistry you can literally enjoy in the palm of your hand. Call us at 1-800-424-7870. That's 1-800-424-7870. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
We would like to make available to you one of the most exciting tape series we've ever done here at the Voice of Evangelism on the Old Testament Tabernacle. Not only do you get the 3 one-hour cassettes, but a 14-page study guide, along with pictures of all the tabernacle instruments. In the tape series, we show how that everything in the Old Testament tabernacle points us to Christ in the New Testament and how Christ fulfilled them in Bible prophecy. For a love gift of $20, we'll send you the 3-hour tape series and the 14-page study guide, postage paid. This study is instrumental in understanding both the Old and New Testaments. So please write us at the Voice of Evangelism, P.O. Box 669, Alexis, North Carolina 28006, or phone us at 704-263-4003. We also accept Visa and MasterCard. Again, you can write us at P.O. Box 669, Alexis, North Carolina 28006, or phone us at 704-263-4003.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this volcanic presentation from me, because, again, I am convinced that we've got multiple events now. They're coming to a head, and it's obvious, where it wasn't obvious before, that it's the financial design. I'm going to skip the preparedness thing tonight. I'm sorry. I just have got too much to cover because of last night not being able to do the show. It is important that you understand that the derivatives are somewhere around $250 billion. If you want to know how much money that is, go to my website under Money Matters, and it'll put it into pennies and cows if you want, but it's absolutely staggering. The derivatives market is the fastest way to cause a cascading effect of absolutely financial convulsions unparalleled. Because of the possession of sophisticated intelligence and computer programs, hacking software, pathways, doorways, and any other ways, the vulnerability of the entire derivatives aspect of international finance and countrywide finance is now basically open for grabs. The only way I can explain it to you simply is this. That is, as long as the juggler has been able to stay alive and keep the balls in the air, everything is entertaining and people just keep watching the balls. In other words, everything is business as usual. But the minute someone whacks the juggler or he drops dead of a coronary or whatever, guess what? The balls all tumbling down. If you realize that the juggler is also the jugular vein of the world's economies, then you can understand this. Slit that throat, it's all over. And that's what I believe is taking place. Now, this is why I have told you, look, it's not going to matter what date's on a coin. It's going to matter what does it weigh and stuff. Silver is going to absolutely have to explode, and gold with it, just to keep up with the price of oil. Because what do you think people want to get paid with? Even the euro's flaky and funky. So the point is that, again, remember this, they who are calling for worldwide conquest acknowledge and accept only real money. So do you get it? Do you get it? So why would they drive the markets down? Simple. I have often spoken, many times, I don't know, maybe 100 times over the last 10 years, 11 years, that what would be an indicator to me of the events taking place would be a massive run on the metals, driving them down, and then trying to get in and buy them, and they can do that by hitting the derivatives portfolios, and that's what I believe is getting ready to happen. Ask yourself again this. Ask yourself what America is going to look like this summer with $3 a gallon gas. That's going to be tough. But how about your power bills? Because a lot of the power in the United States is generated by hydroelectric power. Here's a striking story that you got to get. The Bonneville Power Authority in the Northwest basically sells its surplus power. But today they're saying, and this is coming from Washington, let's say KVEW TV in Kennewick, it says this: the Bonneville Power Authority, low snowpack could mean rate hikes. Agency may not have surplus power to sell this summer. Wholesale power rates may be higher this fall thanks to Oregon's fast evaporating snowpack and low river levels. A spokesman with the Bonneville Power Administration says those conditions could leave hydroelectric plants unable to produce much power. The BPA operates 31 dams in the Pacific Northwest and sells electricity to utility companies. BPA spokesman Mike Hansen says if the dam produces less electricity than normal, executives will not have surplus power to sell to California during the hot summer months. He says selling extra power helps BPA keep their prices low. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of a telling story, because this is a story that it's obvious. Obviously, when I bring it up, you go, you know, I never thought of that. And I never thought of it, so thank you to Desert Eagle for sending that to me. But again, it's important that you recognize that with the prices of gasoline going up through the roof, and I guess the highest price I know of today is $2.49, and that's on the West Coast. If anybody has seen higher than that, email me. Because again, what's going to happen? Now you say, well, that's no big deal. They'll just pass it on. You can't pass it on. You can absorb it if you're a multinational corporation. But my guess is, by the way, Walmart trucks will continue to run. So here's where we're at. We've got the situation with Delta being in really difficult financial straits. Do you understand how everything's going to come to a halt? And please, I hope you understand that even no matter the best merry-go-round or roller coaster ride you've ever had, it ultimately comes to a stop. And when you stop the power, you stop everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's important that you understand that. You just got to understand that. You can stop it. You can stop it. And when you stop it, what happens? Well, then the people, when you're not busy, you sit around and think. And what happens when you get too much time on your hand? Nothing good. So I think what you've got to recognize is that we're getting to a very, very key point. You see, someone said to me, okay, Mr. Smarty Pants, somebody sent me an email, what would you do at $2 silver? I said, man, then I'd sell my shoes and buy it. Because you've got to understand that technology, that these people that seek the New World Order, they don't have it all. They want it all. So the point is that we watch what they do. We can't compete with them. But like somebody said, if the crumbs are good enough, why fight over them? Which simply means this. Recognize what they do. You can't do what they do, but you can get the crumbs. And what I'm saying is there are crumbs of truth because you watch what they do, not what they say. And that's what I'm trying to say to you. Okay, oh, listen to this. Thanks, Bob. And anybody else want to report? Now, this is really amazing. He said 205 to 209 diesel, and he's in Phoenix, has now gone away. It's now 215 to 219. Yes, it's a little cheaper at truck stocks, but all the local delivery trucks, like the small furniture store or the outfit that use 2-ton trucks, buy at the local gas stations just like me. He said this, furthermore, I am so uneasy about the financial markets, it just doesn't feel right. I got to tell you something. I would say this, is that I cannot say any more than I believe tonight's show could be and should be considered a financial red alert. I got to say to Bob, that's exactly what I've been saying all day. When I think out loud or talk out loud, I walk. I get out and I go walk around the block. That's also to check, let's just say this, make sure my counter-surveillance techniques are still working. And the thing that I'm trying to make everyone understand is that it is uneasy. You know, here's the interesting thing. Bob is in Phoenix. He's in the insurance business. But I can tell you this, that everyone who's got IRAs, 401ks, and every type of retirement fund that's based in or based on insurance companies and real estate, we're getting to the point, ladies and gentlemen, where that's all going to be dust in the wind. Another great song. Another great song. I will get that song, too. The point that has to be made tonight is this, is we're not talking about business as usual. We are talking about a divergence in the price of oil. See, what I'm saying is it's got to be plain to everybody. If I can make this clear and you can understand this, I will feel like I have accomplished something tonight of really eternal purpose in your lives, because if this is a wake-up call, typically when oil would rise, the metals would rise, okay? And remember this, most mirrors have silver backing. The silver manipulation is a mirror to the distress and the manipulation of the financial markets. And I can tell you this, there's a lot of four-letter superlatives being bannered around in the corporate boardrooms of America tonight and today, because those who are smart in that world are already getting out. They're selling. The stocks are, the insider trading and the insider stock sales are absolutely off the charts. I think it's now up to 5 to 1. In other words, 5 times as many shares are sold by insiders as are purchased by insiders. And that's an amazing thing to me. You know, again, everyone, I'm amazed at the amount of information that's out there, and it's just like a baseball bat. Now, here's somebody, Sherry. Hi, Sherry. She said, do you think Israel is getting ready to strike Arafat? They said today he is reinforcing his compound with old cars, scrap metal, or do you think he's trying to get a photo op to get sympathy since the prisoner scandal is hot news now? Well, I got to say this. Arafat is, in his own mind, not only a legend, but he is the world's leading thespian in the theater of the absurd and the theater of terrorism. In other words, he's the stage actor. I think he's drawing attention, but I can say this, that given the escalation of the tension that's in the Middle East, the bombings in Iraq today, Hezbollah opening up on northern Israel from Lebanon, Israel bombing, us being forced into a difficult situation in Fallujah, and Najaf, I think that point blank, they're going to whack him pretty soon. And then I think that that's the New World Order power brokers, guys. They're going to use that as a rally point, you know. So it remains to be seen how it's all going to play out. But I can tell you this, that everything's lining up like tin soldiers on an imaginary battlefield, only this battlefield is the plains of Megiddo. And we're not there yet, but we're just amazing. JT, you've asked me, and I'm sorry I don't mean to ignore you, potassium iodate or potassium iodide. They are both acceptable for blocking your thyroid against radioactive iodine. Some people tolerate potassium iodate. It makes no difference. Get either one. I was going to say some people tolerate the iodate better than the iodide. It really doesn't matter. One is potassium iodide is approved by the FDA for that specific purpose. Iodate is not. Again, it's just like do you want a 50-cent piece or 2 quarters? Let's go to the next one. Let's see this. Let's see if we can get any other. I don't know if any of you are hearing those electrical charges. I'd like to think it's my personality, but it sounds like we're getting zapped. So let's go here. Prices in Denver. This is from Bill in Colorado. He said gas is still under $2, barely, but milk has hit $3.29 a gallon. Okay, let's see this. This is from Diana. Oh, she's in Kennewick. Hi, Diana. Funny that you mentioned the BPA at Bonneville Power Administration news release on KVEW website. The local paper here had a front-page article that same day on the headline range read, average electricity rates fell just 1% last year in Washington. The article doesn't mention anything about the snowpack or shortage of surplus mentioned in the article you read from the TV station from the same town. I can tell you something. Remember this. Reporters have gotten lazy, Diana, and some of them just invent the news instead of go out and track it down. We have a whole, how do I say this? We have a whole society based on untruths, so what else can we do? Let's see. Oh, this is good. Thank you for sending this to me. Someone sent this to me, and this is outstanding. Steve, if there has been one matter that has clearly emerged in the current criminal enterprise of U.S.-sponsored warfare, it is that of the flaming hypocrisy of the modern Pharisees infesting the military complex. And he quotes Isaiah 1:5-7. It basically says this in Isaiah 1, chapter 1, verse 6, from the sole of the foot even unto the head there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. This nation had the opportunity to lead the world by noble example in conformity with God's commandments, statutes, and judgments. Rather, it has good words, slithered into the gutter to defile itself with atrocities worse than some of the heathens. As a nation that has labored in the occult from its youth. And I guess that's it. So what he's trying to get across, and I think the Scripture gets across very clearly, is that we are sick, we are bleeding, we are miserable, wretched, naked, and poor, just like Jesus spoke to the church in Revelation, and he urged them to buy of him, the salve. In other words, come to me, all ye that are heavy laden, I'll give you rest. In other words, and that's what God's saying right now, and most people are going, oh yeah, well maybe. God's not important. This is fascinating. Are you kidding me, Dave? In Paso Robles, California. Now again, Dave, you're not putting me on, right? He said regular gasoline is $2.35. Super is $2.65. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm reading it just like you sent it to me. Diesel is $5.70. Now, I want you to send me another email and tell me you're not kidding, okay? Because I even have a hard time with that. Paso Robles, California. Is that one gas station that may be running out, or is that the current prices? Let's see this. Let's see. This will be amazing. He said, this is from someone who works in one of those places. Hi, Rick. He said this. China Mart, a supercenter, though not the largest, receives anywhere from 1 to 3 trucks a night. They're going to a new system in several months whereby we will receive trucks 24 hours a day. Yes, you are probably correct in China Mart's trucks never stopping, even at $3 a gallon or higher. They will simply pass the increase on to the customers. It's amazing. It's amazing, and that's someone that works there, you guys. It's just this. Oh, this is from, hi Timothy, he said this. This is a good email. Steve, I live at a seminary here in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm going to school here and working at the bookstore on campus. I'm writing this not to pat myself on the back or anyone on the back, but merely let you know that there are a few of us left here who take our faith in Jesus Christ seriously. Yesterday at work, a man called claiming that all Christians were hypocrites. He asked to speak to a Christian. The young woman who answered the phone told him that she was a Christian and would be glad to talk to him. However, he specified that he wanted to talk to a man between the ages of 20 and 29. One of the men who work at the store talked to him, offering to meet with him either at the store or anywhere in town to talk with him. He said he would think about it and call back. He called back today, and even though the original person he talked to wasn't at work, another young man who spoke with him said he would be glad to meet with him at a local restaurant and talk with him. When this man told the assistant manager of what he wanted to do, the manager told him by all means to go and meet with the man. Even though the meeting was on the surface non-productive, my coworker was able to witness to the man who remained hostile, antagonistic. I just wanted to let you know that when the man called on both days, myself and everyone who works with me would have been willing and eager to talk to this man about Jesus Christ, our Savior. There are some of us left who still stand as witness to Christ. Again, this is not to pat ourselves on the back. We just see that doing we are supposed to do as Christians and sharing our joy in Jesus Christ with others. Well, again, a seminary, and you've got to, Tim, you've got to be at a good one, because, again, I can share this with you. I'm talking not so much about someone who is there probably to learn the Word based on their love for God, but I'm just talking about general, everyday people that I know, okay? Let's go to this, gas prices. Hi, Steve. I love your show. That's good. That's a nice one. Just went to get gas at the cheapest station around here in Huntington Beach, California. That's my old stopping ground. Listen to this. Regular, $2.18. Premium, $2.28. High octane, $2.37. Diesel was $2.48. Well, see, it's climbing, everyone. Milk prices are rising by 58 cents in Pennsylvania. A gallon of milk went last week for $2.93. Now it's $3.55. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? Oil, let's see what this is. Why doesn't the U.S. government or the U.S. oil companies use the oil coming down the Alaskan pipeline instead of sending the oil to Japan? It's a good question. Why don't we develop the oil that we have and open up new refineries? See, this is all by design, okay? That's what I want to share everyone. That's why there hasn't been a new refinery, I think, built in the United States in, 15 years? That's why the environmentalists, who have been nothing, most of them, have just been like Karl Marx, the little poster children, or Vladimir Lenin's love brothers. The point is that this is all by design, everyone. Shortages are by design. Shortages are initiated for control. Let's see. We come to a point, and I say we, all of us are at a point where I'm sure you're feeling, we're feeling the same sense in our guts, okay? That ominous something, knowing that it's beyond something, but not maybe to grasp it. And I can tell you why you can't grasp it. I got a hold of this last night, just pondering this stuff in the wee hours of the morning. It's because it's coming at us from all directions, and even though we like to think that we can get a handle on it, we're right back to the angel of the Lord that's told so many of God's servants that the subject matter is so beyond the realm of man to understand that you just simply can't embrace it. Well, by the way, I stand corrected. Insider trading in February was 55-1, sales to purchases. And I thank you so much, Althea, for that. Again, the numbers are massive, everyone. everybody who's got money wants to bail. And the other thing that most people don't understand is the fact that when people with the money that are holding paper dollars, all it takes is one billionaire, and good night, aren't there 1,000 alone in this country, to buy up all the gold or silver above the ground. So when the herd panics, in this case, let's just say this: these aren't just the sheep; these are the sheep with the mink stalls. Okay, or I don't know what a combination sheep and mink would be. A schmink? Oh well. What I'm trying to say is that the blue bloods will run for the stuff. That's why, by the way, what was it? Picasso's paintings just sold for $102 million. Pretty amazing. Very amazing to me. And it may not be Picasso. It may have been Van Gogh. Anyway, $102 million. Diesel. That's what I thought. Diesel is $270. $270, not $570. He hit the wrong key. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're close to $3 down, aren't we? We're close to $3. Is amazing. Listen to this. This is from Tom. I don't know if I can read it. It's a long one. I'll try and read it fast. Steve, listening to you describe what is to come in the metals market and how they are being driven down only to be raised up again sometime in the near future reminds me of the movie plot that went somewhat along with the same line we are now watching. It's a James Bond movie, Live and Let Die. The bad guy wanted to corner the market in the heroin trade. So what he's going to do was flood the market with free dope until all the competition was wiped out, and then he would come in and corner the market. This sounds like what the Chinese were trying to do a few weeks ago when the price of gold and silver went down, and may still be trying to do, only we will not see it until it's too late. Think someone in Peking was watching this movie? Stranger things have happened and will continue in the future. I think as for me, whatever the metals do on the market is out of my hands, and what I buy, I'm keeping, period. As I live on a budget, the lower the price right now, the better for me. This is all for the long haul. Whatever may come my way, there will be a time and place for you to sell or to use your metals. Stay the course until that day comes, which may be sooner than we all think. It's amazing. By the way, everyone, fascinating that you would get this story today, too, that Osama bin Laden is now offering 10,000 grams of gold for the head of Paul Bremer, several other military leaders, as well as Kofi Annan, and any UN official, U.S. soldiers or civilians, are worth 1,000 grams of gold for death and 500 grams for their injury. Oh, gee, that's what I call the Saddam Hussein factor. Thank you, Laura. And that's, again, a bounty. They're not putting a pox on you. They're putting a bounty on us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, we've got to have a real determination to get prepared. And that preparation is, first and foremost, it's got to be practical. By the way, God is always practical. I mean, God's the guy that says to Noah, and I don't mean any disrespect to the Lord in this, but he said, look, I'm going to judge the earth. I'm going to destroy it in a flood, and I want you to build an ark, and you're going to build the ark the way I show you. That's why wisdom is so important. It is absolutely important. Absolutely. Let's go on. Well, I guess we're out there. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, the Picasso that sold for $102 million sold for $30,000 in 1950. Well, that's inflation for you. It's also a great deal. Well, good night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Q-Files. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today to the Q-Files. If you want more information and would like to contact Steve Quayle, you can reach Steve at 1-800-424-7870. Again, you can reach Steve Quayle at 1-800-424-7870. His mailing address is The Q-Files, 315 Edelweiss Drive, Bozeman, Montana, 59718. Again, you can reach Steve at The Q-Files, 315 Edelweiss Drive, Bozeman, Montana, 59718.